Welcome back. I appreciate it if you're watching this series. Um, I do understand that I'm talking a lot, and I haven't done a lot of videos on this game, and I do have a tendency to get into the game and forget I'm recording and just talk to the screen about the game and what's in my head. So if that's annoying and you're looking for something different, I have given the links in this video as well and all the other videos to the It's Pat channel, which is another YouTube channel that does War on the Sea. Stickman Master, who I think is way low on subscriptions, but he does such good content. With his skill level with this game and how he actually does his battles, he edits his videos really well. This video is not edited. All I'm doing is recording for a certain amount of time and posting it. So I don't even screen it or anything. I make sure the audio's on. That's about it. So there are some people out there that do a much larger job in putting out this product for you guys, and I think Stickman Master is a guy that needs more subscriptions. I think he deserves it. I think his effort is there, and I think if we show the community support, it doesn't take anything to subscribe and like their videos. It just helps them out. It makes them appreciate the effort they put in to put out videos to the public. So go and check out their channels. The links are in the description. Go check them out, and I would say just subscribe. And then if you want to preview their playlist, the games that they play, and watch a playlist through, and it'll take up. It's all in good fun, and I think they do a good job. And I listed 4 of them there: Darth Vagan, Taff in Exile. There's also the Edified Gamer. I think he's in my tags as well. The links in the subscription there, or subject matter description. So go check it out. But let's get on with this and see what we got going on for us here. Just hit play and see what's happening. Remember, we have a sub hidden down here somewhere that's being kind of nasty that we're trying to prevent sinking any of our ships, and we'll see what happens. So at 8:21, where is the Barneys? Where's the Barnes? The Barnes is, I think this is the Barnes. Is this one? Yeah. So what's the Barnes got? We're gonna put up some, just more Wildcats, just because, if it will let us. And done. And we're gonna keep them over the Barnes permanently for at least the next half an hour, because at 1900 air operation should stop. But because we set them up without any munitions, just flying cap, and we do have an Avenger, there's 3 of them up with depth charges, we are going to launch some more just because. So it allows us to do it. So we're going to send them up, and we're going to send them up with depth charges again, because the night engagements with submarines are prevalent. And again, we're going to send in to look over our supply CVL Barnes group for as long as it possibly can. So again, we go back to the Barnes. You see the Barnes has got Wildcats, Avenger, Wildcats, Avenger, and they'll probably all land here shortly, but we're just going to see what happens. Alright, so this Avenger just spotted, I think, is a DD. The Avenger has 4 SAP bombs on it, and we are going to attack him because if it is 2, I think it's 1 ship, we should be able to take him out unless he gets shot down. What can I do that may help with that? we're going to see if we can send out some of these guys. And what I'm going to do is I'll send 8 with SAP bombs. Now again, we may not be able to get it, but if it gets there, they may continue. So we're going to go over here. And we're going to see if we are able to utilize these 8 dauntlesses and get rid of that guy. He's intruding on my C. So we're going to go tactical on the Avenger and see what we can get out of it. Alright, so this is... Is it Army or what is it? It's a Motor Japan ships. He's a escort destroyer. Now the way I look at these to know what they are is first things are guns. So on the back he's got 2, one facing forward, one facing aft. And he's got 1 torpedo launcher and a gap. So not that one. Not that one. So this one has 1 facing aft gun and 1 facing forward. Torpedo and a torpedo. So the gap should be here. So it's not that guy, Kamikaze. There's the gap. That's the quickest way I see to spot these ships. You check the guns and then you check the torpedoes, how many they have. So, you know, T to tag for targeting, select, it's Mushikashi or whatever he is. Now, with only 1 aircraft, what's the best way to attack this guy? Well, you don't want to attack him from the rear because he has these anti-aircraft. You want to attack him from the front because there's nothing facing the front other than maybe a guy in a machine gun or a pistol or rifle or something. So we want to actually come over here and go right down the barrel that way because of that fact of the guns. Yeah, if you go this way, you're having 1, 2, see how many guns he's got. So he's got 4.7 caliber guns. So I'm guessing that means that there are 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 facing aft and one side and 1 the other side with an arc for these guns. So 1 this way, 1 this way, 1 this way, 1 this way. When something's coming from this side, something's coming from this side, there's 2 guns or 3 guns. And from this direction is 1 gun or 2 guns or possibly 4 guns if you're perfect. But from this direction you can only get possibly an arc of the front and the port and starboard guns. So you want to go right down this direction. And then as soon as you drop, peel off. You don't want to give him your ass on the way out and just allow him to shoot guns at you. And when I say guns, I don't mean these big guys. You know, these the main guns. Okay, we're talking about the anti-aircraft guns. These guys. So let's see what we can do. Now, when you're targeting, I don't know why I'm talking like I'm instructing this game because I'm not even good at it. There are a couple things to consider. First of all, this is your bomb bay doors. If you click it, you see that the bomb bay door is open. Now I think that may do something to impact the speed. I don't think so, but maybe. In theory it should, but it doesn't, I don't think, in this game. Because it has this icon bomb, it means you have armament on your aircraft. If you had rockets, instead of bombs, it would have a icon here that showed rockets, like 4 rocket-looking things. This is for, I think it's supposed to be for individual bomb drops, but I think if you hit this button, it'll drop them all. So don't do that unless you're doing manual bombing. Manual bombing is more accurate if you know what you're doing. Going head on with with a ship like this ship that's going 30 knots might be a bad call. In fact, I'm going to lower my altitude so that it makes it a little bit easier. And as soon as I get straight on this ship, I'm going to lower my speed so that I can drop these bombs at a better accuracy than high altitude. If you're high altitude, you're dropping at a greater distance, greater drop time. It makes it harder. So you want to really be aware of that. Now, I can go down to the deck, and in theory that would make it harder for me to be seen, but I don't think that does that in this game. In fact, at this distance, I can't even see the ship. Again, I have a 4K monitor, brand new, but I think either my graphics card or something, it just makes my visuals not very good. That's just a me problem. So let's see what we get. Again, when he's straight, I'm going to come up a little bit, and then you'll see what happens. But again, he's going to spot us, and he's going to start a turn for sure. So I'll take manual control and drop as I see fit, as is timing and measuring. The closer you get to this, the more accurate you can be with the ship. So I'm going to go down to, let's say, 175. And he's right ahead of us, so we're going to go up a little bit. Now, focusing in on the ship directly, I want to be right on top of them when I release these. And I'm going to do it right before the red bullseye. And maybe we'll get a hit. Well, let's take a look and see. And drop. And maybe we'll get something out of that. I don't know. And speed and turn away. And I didn't get it. So, but that's fine. I'm not too overly concerned with, but that was just an example of manual bombing and survivability. Now, this plane, which is a Avenger, has guns. It's got 3. I think that's a 50 cal, a 12.7 millimeter. I believe that's a 50 cal, but there's 3 of them. But the 3 of them are a tail gun, which is 1, a top turret, which is 1. See, there's only 1 barrel there. And I think the 3rd is a front forward facing, which I think is right there. I'm not sure. It's not even center. So for these to be an attack, to attack a ship, I would say more than 1 gun and many more aircraft to make it worth your effort. Otherwise, you're just throwing away an aircraft. Okay? So I wouldn't do it. Let's see what we got. Minor damage. We woke them up and put them on scare mode for the day. That's all we did. We didn't do anything special to him. But what did we do to him? What we did do is we sent him, I believe he should be, let's do this. And let's get up. Why not 10,000 feet? Or at the end of the day, we don't need to lose an aircraft from some lucky shot. And we're going to slow down just a bit because why not? We want to see where he finally straights out and what direction he's going. The map over here is north-south specific. So this is north and this is south, this is west, this is east. So by looking at the direction he's going, if we can keep him going this way, then he's going to go back because he's scared, and that's what we want him to do. If not, we're going to keep this Avenger over him when we go into the main map and keep him as a scout, so that if the SPDs do get the chance to come in, we're going to attack him. So let's see a little bit what happens. He may be trying to repair that one little minor ding, but I have a feeling he's going to keep going south. But if he decides to just go in circles and be that crazy guy, we're not going to bother. We're just going to get out. Yeah, I think he's just going to play the game in circle. So let's get out, and we'll just see what he decides to do. So with this guy doing this, I want to keep him there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do this to him and just say, you go search pattern of your 367 miles, and if you make it that far, that's fine. If not, hopefully these guys can make it over here and finish off that dude. And I have a feeling it's not going to last because we're getting close to 1900. So let's see what happens. This game also has a time like engagement. So if you engage a target, a ship like we just did, and try to go in too quickly, like if I go into tactical again right now with this Avenger, he won't be there. He'll be gone. And I've been right over the same space he's existed, so he just won't be there. You have to wait a little bit. So now we've got him again. This is him. And this is our wasps. It is actually at that time. So what I'm going to do is see how much closer I can get before they get to turn around. So I'm going to hit pause if they start to turn around. And that'll do. So now we're going to go into tactical. So that's a way of, I guess you call it maybe tricking the system. But we want to kill this guy. Now, the mod I have open in this game right now, I don't know if I downloaded something wrong or not, but the way I have it set up, I guess not all the features are in, because technically to dive bomb you should be at 7,000 feet, and the mod I have in right now establishes they go down to the altitude, which is like 3,000 or 2,500, which is stupid because that's not historically accurate or beneficial for anything. All it does is get your plane shot down. Yeah, not a good scenario. So let's get this guy again. Remember, torpedo and bracket or space. God darn it. And there's the same one, so it's still the same ship. Now, how do we send these guys out? Remember what I said. All the guns are in the back. We have to attack from the front. So here's what I'm going to do. The lead guy's here. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to go over here and say break. Form up in a line ahead. We're going to go this way, and this way. That's a big, each one of these is 1,000 miles, I think. I don't know how big it is, but it's a long way to win. Maybe not 1,000. Yeah, 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 10. 10,000 away, so that's how far they are. So let's just send these guys to form up. And I'm okay with sending them like this, but I'm going to give you an example. We're going to send them to over 7,000, like should be right, should be accurate. And we'll see what happens when I hit the attack button. Now I'll tell you right now what's going to happen is they're going to circle and go down to 3,500 feet or whatever they were at. Speed this up a little bit and get them in shape. One of the other things I find is that when these guys go in a straight line, they form up. If they turn, you'll find that some of them get out of whack like that. They do kind of form back up into space, but there are times when they don't. I can line this up properly. Small adjustments seem to work better than giant squares of adjustments. It's off the side. That'll be better angle, I think, doing this slow turn. Now again, we could go in box. We could do all sorts of different things. Let's extend them out a little bit. See if that helps anything. And another thing. You want to select each aircraft to the target. If the lead gets shot down, a lot of times the accuracy goes down. So all I'm doing is making sure that each one of these aircraft knows what target to go for under any circumstance. I think that's how it works. Not exactly sure, but let's see what happens. So we have them a little branched out and attack, just because. And immediately they dive down. Now, I'm not really too overly concerned about having a group formation. I want them to come from the front. That's about my only concern. So where did they get down? They went, I have them at 7120, and they went down to 2928. Let's follow the last guy. So they went all the way down to 2,500 before they started their dive. And that's kind of cool, but it's not really what I wanted them to do. Let's see how accurate they get. A hit, one hit, after all that. Not even a fire. Spread of guns. So that is one from the aft and one from the port side. So what should we do now at this point? It's going to be nighttime. This guy I don't believe is damaged enough to go home. Let's take a look. Moderate and minor flooding. What we're going to do is we're going to keep these guys in formation. Warm up, and I want these guys on the deck, and I want to hit them again. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do this, and he may still turn, but what I want to do is in mass with gap try and get them to target him, to put more damage on him, so at least he'll turn around. I may lose a couple of aircraft, but I don't think I'll lose enough that will be that painful. So he's turning into us, and we'll go past him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle these guys. I'm actually going to change the formation. I want them to be in a better formation so that we get a better chance of mass targeting the bow of the ship. So he's still going to go in this crazy turn thing. So we are going to go over here. And highlight them all so that they're all on this target. And then when I think that we have crossed close enough to be past his bow and his turn, we're going to hit the attack button. So he's still turning. And again, I'm only doing it this way to show that I play this game to try and protect the aircrew, the pilots, and I really want them to go to the least dangerous point. Just to see if I can get them to survive. Because in theory, these Dauntlesses would never be attacking, they're not a fighter, they would never be attacking this ship in this way. They just wouldn't. So when they get to be about right here, we're going to attack. And we'll see what kind of results we get. What gets shot down and what doesn't. Bad angle. I'm not happy with that. So we did lose one. So what kind of damage do we get on this guy? Heavy and no flooding. So here's the thing. We just lost 3 aircrewmen, 3 bodies, 3 men, 3 U.S. Navy soldiers or sailors. And is it worth it? Do we want to risk it again? At this point, I'm going to say we're going to go in again. Because of the angle we're at. For that reason alone, we're going to go in. And at the bow, we got a good line on him. We may lose 1 aircraft or 2. I think that might be about all. But I think the damage might be beneficial to getting this guy into the ground. Would have liked to have a better angle, but this is what we get. There we go. And again, just doing a little, some type of movement, moving them to the right a little bit. Straighten them out. And what kind of damage do we got now? Heavy and minor. Now, two attacks on this guy, and he's got some damage. Do we still want to continue? Let's take a look at our aircraft, shall we? So we got 2 that are damaged, 1 and 2. Here's the thing. 3, I'm going to move you back here. No other reason than I think I want to do that. And the other smoky giant is this guy. And I'm going to move you as well. And you can do that. All you got to do is drag them down, change the order, select, and watch how they move. In theory, you want those guys to be somewhat protected. There's actually... change that. Let's go to line ahead. So these 2 guys are going to be at the tail end Charlie all the way at the end of the line. So again, if we attack from the bow, those guys will be at the back. Guys with the most health are going to be at the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack like this in a line. I guess I could space them out a little bit more. That guy's burning over there. I don't know if he's gotten any worse. Let's take a look. Heavy miner still. Let's see if we can do this one and make it right on the bow and straight on the bow. I mean straight, not off to the side. Let's try and get there in a good position. And approaching at 60 feet means, in theory, that they are not going to be able to see you off the horizon. So at a distance, let's look at the distance here. So they're over there somewhere, okay? As close as I can get to the ship, they should be even with us somewhere. Over here somewhere. But I don't think, you know, maybe this is not fair, maybe if I did binoculars, but that's going right to the aircraft, so it's not going to help any. Yeah, in theory, they shouldn't be able to see it, right? So, you know, it kind of is what it is. So he's going straight, okay? And he's still heading south. He really wants to get to wherever the hell he's going, south and towards the west. We don't want him to do that. We want him to go to the bottom of the ocean. If we're going to put this effort in. Another thing down here, your guns for your aircraft, this green bar down here shows you if you have any ammo. For those that don't know this game, those are little things that you can figure out. You know, it's fine. Let's adjust here a little bit. That's not a good turn. That's better. As long as that line goes basically into his bow, I'm happy. So we can see him, but I don't think he can see us. I really don't. Even with those two smoking in Charlies, I don't think they can see him. So we're going to go until we are straight on this line here. And then once we're straight, and everybody's in the line, which these guys need to stop dilly-dallying and catch up. In fact, I'm going to just say again. And attack. Remember last time I did it, I didn't, and here's a preempt as well. We're going to go into that as soon as we are completed with our attack here. Once they're done, you have to be careful with using that feature, because if your lead is your star guy and everybody else is assigned to him, and you hit that form up button and he's been shot down, every single one of your planes are going to crash into the ocean because they're going to follow that lead to the death. And you don't really want that. That's a bad thing. So critical and moderate. Typically, critical means it's going to sink. With a cargo ship, critical moderate, he may burn down. With this guy, no, he's not. So, guess what? I know this is a long one, but we're going to have to attack him again. Now, what's his speed? He's still making 25 knots. You'd say, well, just hit attack again. He's put out all his fires, and all his crew are Supermen, and they're never gonna. Wow. You know, they're good to go. Let's see what the report says. It still says critical moderate. We do have some ammunition. This is the last event of the night. These guys are gonna have to go home and say we beat the hell out of a destroyer escort, but I don't think we sunk them, so yeah, we're losers. Let's see what happens. Again, we're going to go with the line ahead. Now, just for fun, let's try something a little different, folks, and let's see what the results are. Now, this is a heavily damaged ship, and we have our dauntlesses over here getting in formation at a great distance away. Let's see what happens if in this line ahead formation we decide to do something that I see an awful lot in this game, and we just send them to attack. Come on, hold on a little bit, boys. No, they're a little spread out. I'd like them to be in a line, but they're not cooperating, so whatever. We're going to send them right now, just to show you what happens. And I think we'll probably lose 2 or 3 aircraft this way, even on a damaged ship. So they're kind of spread out. You would think anti-aircraft wouldn't have as easy a deal on them. Here's another thing I can do. We're going to do, because we're already turned that way, go line abreast and see what happens. So we're adjusting a little. Close enough. Let's just do it. So again, we have three guns, I think. 2 guns. Oh, that was pitiful. But those fighters are going again, so we're good. So switching from line abreast to line ahead and distance can give your aircrew a better chance of surviving. So let's see here. This guy here is number 1, and he's damaged. So we are going to do this. We're going to brake. We're going to take him and move him down with the other squeaky angels, and hopefully, if I 10. And now number 2 is the lead. And we're going to form up again. Because I want these broken angels. And this one. Right. So 3. And why do I play this way? I don't know. It's just the way. It's fun this way for me. How did 2 get damaged? Alright. So, break. Sometimes when they're too spread out, they don't like to cooperate. So you have to like play with their formations a little. So I bring them in a group like this, and then once they're in a group, and again, this is not for everybody. I get it. All this kind of over analyzing the game and doing this kind of thing. I don't know. I guess I like that. I guess. So we are going to send them this way. I'm no longer really overly concerned with. I'm doing this more as an experiment for you guys. So spacing is everything, because you don't have, the way I move these guys around, only make a difference now. But this is all about what would make more sense. You change the position of your aircraft so that more guns can't focus on one or a whole group pack rather than a spread out pack. So even if they target one, which is maybe your lead, all the others will be free to go in and do their business. And that's what we want. So you see, this is going to be our last shot. We're not going to go in again. We have probably very limited ammo. They've all used pretty much about the same amount. So this will be our last pass. And then we're going to go home, and these guys are going to get some coffee. Say goodnight for the day. So let's go and attack for the last time and see what we get out of it. And again, they went in at 150. We're going to have them go out and find a breast at 300 when we're done. You just have to make sure that number 4, whoever the lead is, who's assigned, doesn't get shot down. If he does, you got to select somebody else before you change their formation. At that point, I'm not going to play with this guy anymore. Even if he doesn't go down, he's critical heavy. He's having a rough day. And we didn't do so well on our bombing. I think that was because I was experimenting with the distance and range and all that for altitude bomb or dive bombing, and that's okay. Sometimes I'm kind of embarrassed that I didn't get to sink this guy, but hey, that's the game, I guess. But we're going to run this at fast speed, and if these fires go out, we're just going to get out of here. Still critical heavy. I'm surprised he doesn't go home. He's probably saying, but I have a loved one somewhere. I can't go home with this tragedy and so on. So he's gonna just do his thing. Oh, there's a fire again. Let's do a little bit of that. So yeah, that's I guess maybe you want to see the end of this. I don't think he's gonna sink, guys. I think he's just gonna smolder and be his bad old self. But we're gonna let this go until the fire's out now. Yeah, he's not going anywhere, boys. So we're gonna say adios and good luck to you, Mutsuki, and hopefully you guys can be helped or picked up or whatever. Who knows? So now it's 1908. Let's see what happens with this 435 nautical miles once we get past 1908. As we all know, the aircraft for the other fleets, IJN, they seem to fly well past 1900, whereas we know in the rules 1900 to 05 cannot perform between. So air operations, you're not supposed to be able to fly after that. And if you have that much fuel left and 200 plus 300 nautical miles remaining, should you still be able to continue your mission, or are you supposed to go home? So I don't think the game does that properly. Let's see what happens. This fancy dancy 7 birds from Wasp. So he's not doing anything. We don't have any more ammo, but I want him to tell me he's going to continue his mission, even though I know he won't. And it'll go tink, and then all of a sudden he'll just go home. At least he should. Yeah, there he goes. So even though he's got 259 nautical miles remaining on him, he's been ordered home because of night operations, an hour and 15 minutes after. So we'll just let him do that. And then last but not least, let's just unload these guys. Yeah, that looks like a thing. Okay. So why, you know what? Next time we'll get into why I just unloaded all those supplies and troops and whatever and fuel at Port Moresby, and we'll call it a day for that one, or this one, as they say. So thank you for watching. Again, go check out Stickman Master. Give him some support for his channel. It's Pat is another great channel. Edified Gamer, another great channel. Taff and Exile, go check them out. Subscribe to them if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks. We'll see you next time, guys.